Hey everyone, welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. Got a really great guest on today. She's an author, teacher, and community leader in the field of information architecture, and her work aims to make information architecture and sense-making skills accessible to everyone. Please join me in welcoming and celebrating Abby Covert. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Are you ready for 20 questions?
I am.
Great. Question one, tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
So, I am a writer, an information architect, a teacher, and a community organizer. So, I started working in tech back in 2004 as an information architect, and I quickly found myself in the middle of an industry on the rise. Since then, I've gone on to write two popular books about information architecture. One's called How to Make Sense of Any Mess, and the other's called Stuck Diagrams Help. Most of my time these days goes towards my position as the chief sense maker at the Sense Makers Club, which I founded back in 2022. And we are a daily discussion club for people interested in or working in information, content, data, and knowledge.
Great, sounds great. Just a note for the audience, if you guys are interested in 2025 episodes, check out our cool episode with Liz Danzico. Question two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
I would say content is not the same as information. So, content is something that we can make for other people to consume, but information lives within the mind of our users. And I think that people conflate the two. So, I think the distinction between them often is a light bulb moment for my readers.
Nice. So number three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
Oh man, I think people are just creating content believing that it's easy to communicate something to other people. And I think that that's a real common tragedy. So it's something that I like to help people avoid.
Great. And some people struggle with number four. The question is, what does your future look like?
Uh, the only thing I came up with was I'd like to see a world where I'm able to stop having to make money at some point. But other than that, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I think the world is potentially very different by the end of my lifetime. So I'm trying to not take any of it for granted at the moment.
Great. And five, we say is unique to this show. The question is, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
So, information architecture is really all about our ability to influence a user's sense of place. And it's like we can arrange content in certain ways to make people feel a certain way about it or ignore it entirely. And this is a really powerful tool. And it's one that I've spent the last 20 years studying and writing about and teaching. So during that time, we have gone from having to convince people that digital is, quote, the next big thing to realizing that we really can't put it back in the box. We also have to recognize the range of issues that have arisen because of a lack of architectural thinking in context to a user's actual experience. So I think location is very much and place are all around what I do.
Mm. Great. And six, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
I would definitely teach myself earlier about burnout recovery, and then I would tell myself to slow down. Not because I could accomplish less and still be satisfied, but because I have wasted so much time spinning on anxiety, mostly about other people. And if I could get all of those hours back, I think that I would be both more well rested and probably more accomplished as well.
Great. And what's a day in your life like?
I have what I like to call my 4 to 10 before my 10 to 4. So I wake up very early in the morning to go to the gym and get ready for my day. I also homeschool my kid. So from 8 to 10, we have homeschool every day. And then after that, I have my work hours from 10 to 4. And then I spend my family time and get to bed early so I can do it all again the next day.
Nice. So eight, we say, sorry, eight is around lifelong learning. It's a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
So podcasts and audiobooks are definitely a real constant in my life. I'm definitely listening to at least two of them at any given time. And most recently, most of that has been fully consumed with homeschooling my first grader. So that's basically all I'm listening to right now and learning a lot about how to support neurodivergent learning and development.
Awesome. And tools, what tools do you use? Are you digital and analog?
I definitely am digital and analog, but I run all my business operations on Notion. I'm also a really big email and calendar person. So, like, if it doesn't exist on my email as a task list or on my calendar as an event, then it does not exist. I also run my e-commerce business on WordPress and WooCommerce, and then I run the Sensemakers Club on Kajabi. I use Claude and ChatGPT pretty regularly, and we use an AI note taker as well for the club called Read.ai. I think that's my whole tech stack.
Nice. How do you deal with work-life balance or life-work balance?
My schedule is very scheduled. I feel like that's the only way to make it work. I work very few hours in a typical week, and I try to really stick to that. So the only way to get that done is to be really diligent about the hours that I work. Also, I think giving myself the commitment to going to the gym a few hours a week is really important for my mental health as well as my physical health. And it turns out to be my regular social outlet as a person that works from home as well. So I feel like that's like the real key to it is like finding how to get all of those pieces met within the schedule that you have.
Nice. And we're just past halfway here, number 11. If you weren't doing what you do now, what might you be doing?
This was the hardest question on your list. So I actually wrote my answer surprised me enough. I shared it with my partner. I could see starting a homeschool co-op for neurodivergent kids or some kind of meeting place for neurodivergent families because I think that there's a real open space there in terms of alternatives.
And what would you not like to do with your career?
Get a corporate job.
Mhm. Do you have a favorite word, quote, or sentence?
I picked a quote from Glennon Doyle. She says, "We can be shiny and perfect and admired, or we can be real and honest and vulnerable and loved, but we actually do have to choose."
Hmm. How about a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
The word should, I find that, at least in my use of it, it's almost always loaded with a ton of baggage. So it's a word I try to use really lightly and also understand the real powerful judgment behind.
You're choosing one word to describe yourself. What word do you choose?
These days, I pick mama,
What keeps you up at night?
Palestine.
Final stretch here, number 17. What's a dream you're chasing?
Building a self sustaining community of people making sense of themselves in an increasingly complex world.
What inspires you?
People who show up and speak up. I'm kind of a chronic people pleaser, so I've been working on my bravery for a lot of years at this point. And yeah, the world better watch out if all of this inspiration ever springs forth into something I really want to say.
Great. And the last couple here, number 19. Any advice you'd like to share?
Everyone is making it all up as they go. And if it looks like they aren't, then they're just really good at it. And if they can't see that they are making it up, they generally aren't very happy with the direction they're going.
Great. And finally, number 20. How can our listeners keep tabs on you, and what's our call to action?
You can check out everything I've ever done at abbycovert.com. And you can also check out the club at thesensemakerclub.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining today. I've been following you forever and I love your stuff. So, yeah, pleasure to have you on today.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was very efficient.